So, one dear friend of mine, he recently told me that Jesus said all miracles are of the same value. There is no ranking between the miracles, so the order of difficulty is equal. Each single miracle in this universe can be attained with equal ease and simplicity. Because creation in itself is a miracle, and it is happening all the time, and it requires same power to create my life as to create your life, as to create anyone else's life. So whatever happens in a person's life is a miracle in and of itself, because existence is a miracle in and of itself, and it is all driven by the same creative source. So it is knowing that everything comes from the same creative principle, and this creative principle is unlimited potential. So anything and everything can be created as much as we are able to imagine and allow it to come into being. It is possible. So we can have a guru touching a little boy's head and this boy walking on water as a miracle. Or we can have growing a tomato in your garden as a miracle. Or we can have building a $7 billion business as a miracle. And whatever miracle you prefer to manifest in your life is only limited in as much as you believe it is possible to create that. And that is something crazy. So if the only limitation to this creative principle is what we believe is possible, what we allow, wouldn't it benefit us to think everything as possible and to believe in our own ability to create anything in this moment? If we could create a life altogether that benefits every single living human being in this humanity. And what does it require for a person to start believing in the existence of this unlimited creative force that is ultimate and unlimited potential? It requires that you experience it. Because people can only believe in something that they themselves have experienced as truth. It is not enough for someone else to tell you about it. That might be enough to adjust your behavior, like in religions. Someone else tells you something is true. You might not necessarily have experienced this, but because so many people believe it, you are prone to adapt your behavior because of this belief. But if you want to experience something, you must believe it true. There is no other way than to trust that it is true. That's how we dream this world into being. I'm stoned. But this is also how I always feel. It's just that when I smoke weed, I allow myself to let it out. And I think I'm going to open up a new paradigm for myself, where I'm always kind to all people, no matter what. And I always try my best to see everyone joyful and to be joyful, no matter what. And to give up on all my expectations for other people and just let them be themselves and allow myself to be joyful. And I think my life will run much smoother if I do this. If I allow myself to just be myself and know that it is okay because I'm anyways kind. I'm anyways going to be kind to anyone. And I think I always have been. My intention has always been clear and loving, but there has been fear that maybe drove me to saying unkind things. I don't know. Potentially, I haven't been as kind as I could have. Or not as trusting with people as I could have. And trusting with people is essentially trusting with God. I'm starting to like this. I wish I was born dumb. I really wish. It is such a blessing if you're born with a mind that doesn't perceive of any complexity. Although in this world you might also be shamed for it. But if you're born in a place where it is not that much of a thing to be smart and intellectual and nuanced and all of that stuff, I think you live a damn good life. Just trusting every next step of the way as it comes. No need for thinking, planning, building, operating, structuring. Just flow. Understanding life is temporary. And we die. And when we die, there's nothing that can trouble us. Nothing can trouble us anymore, so there's no point in worrying about anything. Essentially, we worry because we don't want to die. And dying is the worst thing that could possibly happen, and when we die, there is nothing to worry about anymore. What if I die tonight? What if this life ends? There will be no one to notice. Of course, other people might still exist. I don't know about that. I won't be there to notice. So what's there for me to worry about? Until I die. I like this ocean type of creation. Look, it is very simple, Pipa. You get to decide in your own mind right now. Are you a genius artist, here to be discovered and displayed all across the world? Or are you a stupid girl in her room who has been so bothered by social obligations and other people's opinions that she now wants to do anything to prove she's independent from them? And maybe we are both, and that is exactly what makes it true. Maybe the one is needed to make the other happen. Maybe a girl who was never bothered by what other people think of her might have never gotten to this point of creating something so outstanding that people would notice. Ah, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected anyone to do with their life. I notice that girl. She is different. And she seems to have the courage to do something that maybe people would consider a little bit crazy. And maybe she keeps on thinking that is not even what people think. Maybe that is actually not at all what people are thinking. And those are just the figments of my own mind making themselves known. And if it are only the figments of my own mind making themselves known, then still this is interesting art. Because I show who I am. And I've got nothing else to show but the truth of how I see and experience things. I can try to resemble someone else's truth that has made them successful or worthy, but it will never feel fulfilling, because the whole point is to trust that I'm worthy of being seen as I am, with my own thoughts and my own emotions just the way they are. I'm fully worthy of being seen. I'm fully worthy of expressing myself, of speaking the truth about how I feel and think. And people are to take it or to leave it. And I shall be glad if people are to take it And I know some will. But the centerpiece is that I must be willing to take it. I must be willing to share it and to allow it to be seen in the first place without knowing what the response will be, without knowing how the universe will react to me. Just giving it, giving myself. Isn't that inspiring? It's really all we can do, to just give ourselves. Be truthful and admit that you don't know. You don't know how people, the universe, is going to respond to your truth, your truthful self. And even if you don't like it yourself in some moments, you still don't know. Maybe others will, maybe they won't. But what is the point of hiding, of acting, of being dishonest with ourselves? Trying to seem more happy, trying to seem blissed out, as if everything is working out, while some part of us feels like it is not. It's okay. We're still worthy of sharing this. It is just vulnerability, something we're not used to. We're not used to being vulnerable, expressing that we feel a little bit scared, that maybe something would not work out. But then again, what would it mean for this to work out? We don't know. All we really just want is just to feel good and be happy. I think that is all a human being needs, just to be joyful. Oof. That face is becoming a little dusty, and I need one more tool. Where is it? There is it. Oof. Moustache hair is being painted. Okay.